Welcome to the Steam Autumn Sale 2013. The sale goes from November 27th to December 3rd. Games featured in a daily or flash deal have an extra discount on them, so if you want to save money, only buy games that are in one of the two sales or wait until the very last day of the sale. Payday 2 is a first-person heist shooter with up to 4 players. This is a really good and challenging game you should pick up if you have friends to play it with. With 55% off, it's still a bit expensive, but the amount of gameplay it offers makes the game worth picking up even for this price. The game also has Steam trading cards. Fez is a 2D adventure game with a twist. The main character, Gomez, has the ability to turn the world 3D. This is a beautiful and great game with really nice ideas. This game was made by Phil Fish though, so it's understandable on one side to not support what he did, but on the other side it's sad to completely ignore such a good game just because an indie dev acted like a huge ding-dong. The game is 75% off. Portal 2 is a first-person puzzle adventure that everyone should own. Just buy the Portal bundle that also features Portal 1. It's 75% off and has Steam trading cards. The Wolf Among Us is a point-and-click adventure from Telltale in the same style as The Walking Dead. The game is good but also still new, so with 33% off, it might still be a bit pricey. If you're a fan of the series, you should definitely check it out. Goddess is a god simulator by Peter Molyneux. The game is still in early access and is still lacking quite a few features. Although the game is made by Peter Molyneux, it could become a decent game, but in the current state I would still recommend to wait. It's 50% off and has Steam trading cards. Torchlight 2 is a hack and slay RPG with up to 6 player in co-op. This is what Diablo 3 should have been. Good. If you want a really good hack and slay, buy this one. With 75% off, it's really cheap. The game also has Steam trading cards. Far Cry 3 is a first-person shooter that has a pretty island and an interesting bad guy. The gameplay is incredibly boring though. The first roughly 20 minutes are interesting because you are a rich white guy that's scared shitless and tries desperately to survive. But the second you get your first weapon, you instantly turn into an invincible warrior and the game becomes easy and boring. If you want a really good looking game that's also fun but doesn't overstay its welcome, buy Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. The game is 75% off. Metro Last Light is a first-person shooter set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow. This is a great game, but I recommend to buy and play Metro 2033 before buying this one. Last Light is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Sid Meier's Civilization 5 is a strategy game that you will play for hundreds of hours after you successfully played through the god-awful tutorial and managed to understand the game. It's also recommended to get at least the first expansion, God and Kings, if not also Brave New World. Both add-ons add so much content and features, they completely change the way the game is played. If you're a fan of turn-based strategy, this one is a must-buy. The game is 75% off and has Steam trading cards. NBA 2K14 is the basketball arcade game. The PC version doesn't get as much support as the console ones, but this year's edition is really good. If you're a fan of basketball, you really should check it out. Two warnings though. The PC version is still in current gen graphics and engine, also the learning curve is rather steep in the beginning. The game is 50% off. Rocksmith 2014 is a guitar playing and learning game. This game is supposed to be really good if you're interested in learning how to play the guitar. Be wary though that the so-called real tone cable isn't included in your purchase and that the game has quite a few DLCs that even discounted will cost you around $120. The game is 33% off. Darksiders 2 is a third-person action adventure with RPG elements. Both the first one and second Darksiders are really good. Many people describe them as a dark Legend of Zelda. The game is 80% off. Just Cause 2 is an open-world action game. This game is amazing. The world is huge and beautiful. The action is crazy and really enjoyable. If you are searching for an action game with a beautiful island, buy this one instead of Far Cry 3. The game is 80% off. Thanks for watching, we see us again on Monday.